when someone's on Shark Tank
Yeah.
and they're pitching, and you said the three things. And one of the things that, of course, you have to be able to have a really good idea and be able to articulate it succinctly, powerfully, quickly. But the other thing you said is you. You've got to sell you. And I know when a shark is the customer, I have to sell you that I can execute. You give me money and I'm going to bring it back with you. $1, I'm going to bring back with 10 more, right? Or 20 more, 100 more, whatever. So, again, another theme that I was teaching was in the world of stuff. There's so much stuff. What is the importance of selling you to differentiate the business based on you, the person? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
So you're talking about executional skills, and I happen to think as an investor that matters more than anything else. Because what we learned in the last year is every business got turned upside down, and the ones that survived were able to pivot. They were able to figure out a different path and execute on it and make it happen. And so that really, really matters in terms of, let's say I write a check for $1 million to somebody. I don't know how I'm going to get it back. I'm just basically saying I like the product, like the idea, and I like the person or the team, usually it's a team, that they'll figure it out. Because I'm not looking for a job. I'm looking to deploy capital and have them go put it to work. And you're basically trusting execution skills when you do that. And that's the same, and the number one thing for any small business, and I've learned this over and over again, is customer service. Customers number one, customers number two, customers number three. And what I found out, and it's good advice for everybody here, this is remarkable. You can be slightly more priced higher than the competitor and not lose customers because they don't want to give up customer service. So you can actually creep up pricing if you're in the top quartile. So there's a whole investment thesis. You find a company that's in the bottom quartile in customer service, invest in it, don't change any product or service or technology, and just get them up to customer service top quartile and raise prices. Mm-hmm. And it works because people don't want to switch when they're happy with the relationship and they're happy with the service. So it's really about executional skills around customer service. That's like 80% of the battle. And if you forget about your customers, you don't return their calls, and you piss them off, they will leave, regardless of price. You can be the cheapest, they'll still leave.
Yeah, there's too many options.
Yeah, there are. There's always competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just another question on that. When you're investing in a company, like Shark Tank or any of them, I know you're deploying capital, as you say. Yeah. How involved are you? Like do you meet with them weekly, monthly? When you meet with them, what numbers are you looking at? Like talk about that involvement.
Yeah, well, we look at 2 numbers monthly and weekly now, actually, because everything has gone, virtual in the sense that most of our companies now, about a third of the people don't come back. They're not going in the office anymore. They're working virtually. And so we collect we call the tear sheets on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, revenue from the previous week, and free cash flow. That's all we need. And then we get the quarterly statements, and some of them provide monthly reporting, but I can tell everything from those 2 numbers. And every business owner can too. Because you're comparing against some of these companies I've owned for 8 years. So I have all the historic data, and I can see the seasonal trends in revenue. We have all that in a big dashboard. And we manage, 50 plus investments with those 2 numbers. They're private companies. We don't care. There's no stock price. We care about the free cash flow. Mm-hmm. And prior to the pandemic, this is an interesting data point. I just got this last week. We looked at an aggregate. We were making 15% pre-tax on the whole portfolio. That's a really good number, actually, because some of them are up there at 20, some are down at 10, and the average is 15. This year, because of the reduction in business travel and in rent, we're going to make 17.5%.
Wow.
This is America becoming digital.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So all the big companies too are going to. That's why the stock market's so buoyant. It senses this digital 2.0 era coming. Nike. I always use them as an example. When they sell a pair of sneakers direct, that margin is 90%. I mean, that's amazing.
Huge.
And so their sales, although they're flattish, their margins and free cash flow dramatically up. Mm-hmm. And so that's why, the whole technology platform matters so much, because it is the essence of productivity now. Mm-hmm. You can't do any of this stuff without tech. You just can't.
Right, exactly.